to talk about merit of Zen. For beginners, it's like to count others' treasure. So we do not talk about the merit of Zen. The only way is to devote ourselves to simple practice with hard effort. What I have told you, the point I have told you is not to mix up true zazen practice with some other practice like reading or studying something intellectual. Because the way we study is quite different. Intellectual study or physical or emotional training, spiritual training also. In those activities or in those studies, our effort is directed to attain something. But in Zazen practice, our effort is directed to opposite way. To forget or to stop all the thinking and to resume original, the most inmost function of our mind before thinking, before we feel something. So way is quite different. So you should not mix that. Doesn't practice with some other practice. In Zen, there are many functions. As you know, to use to give shout like ka, like thunder, or to whack people, or to seize people. This kind of way, there are many kinds of ways. but those activities are based on the power of tanden or hara, which you get by our usual practice. That is why in this session especially we concentrate to have more power in your tanden or hara. We say kikai tanden. Ki means maybe spirit. Kai means see. Tanden is here. So our power or hara should be like see. This is the most important practice for oriental arts even. All the oriental arts is function of our tanden hara. When your mind is directed to outward, you lose your power in your tongue. When your effort is concentrated inward, you have power within yourself. And everything becomes a part of your hara. If you hear the bell from outside, that sound at the same time arises from your hara or tanden. So sound does not come from outside. It comes rather from inside. And you hear your own sound. Nothing exists outside of yourself because your mind covers everything. So whatever you do, that is your own activity. There is no duality in your activity. to study something is to find out what you have learned before. To hear something is to hear what you have studied. And in this way, your mind always develops itself by itself. Nothing from outside comes into your mind. All the activity is the self-activity of your own mind. Yesterday, I said, I would rather be a rock on top of the mountain than to be a lion or a tiger in the mountain or a bird. You may say, rock is motionless, and a rock has no feeling. But if you feel, if you see the rock directly, it will tell you many things. Even a rock on the top of mountain, there will be moss on it. Even though there is no moss, the natural color of the wood will tell you many kalpas, story of many kalpas of time. Even though you smooth a stone by machine, you cannot make a rock on the top of mountain. You cannot make it. It is more than a living being. If you practice our way, in its true sense, even though speechless activity in sesshin, we can communicate with each other. I think you also say the eloquence is silver, silence is gold. In Zen we say a silence a silent talk of Vimalakirti. His silence is more than eloquent talk. What we will acquire by our practice or function of our tanden is sometimes very subtle enough to catch. A smallest sound. And sometimes the mind will pervade in the great universe. Actually, because it is so subtle and fine activity that because it is so subtle, it can cover the whole world. To appreciate smallest, trivial things for you. Actually, how to appreciate. How to have the how to make our life in cosmic scale. If your mind is always caught by big or small, then that mind cannot catch anything. Only the mind, subtle mind, you may say, mind which is soft and tender. I don't mean tender. By tender, I don't mean some emotional feeling, some subtleness of feeling. Will be obtained by our practice. And so, the mind will obtain by our practice is something which is very subtle and at the same time which is very great. This kind of mind It's the mind. It's Zen mind. There has been many misunderstandings with uh, the power of hara. The power of hara is not necessarily some supernatural power. The power of hara is not something which you can be proud of. Which you can obtain by hard practice or the effort directed or effort through the effort. Through the dualistic effort. This mind is beyond our dualistic mind. So you cannot explain it, what it is, by word. The mind which would be understood before you explain about it. This kind of mind is true mind. But, many people misunderstand this mind for the supernatural power. Or to some extent, you can develop your power of hara so that you can show the power to others. But by hara, we do not need this kind of hara. The power which you will obtain by true practice is the mind of hara. We mean here again, it is necessary to switch over your usual way of understanding to the opposite way of usual understanding. Without working toward outside, to work inward, without trying to achieve something, to forget, to stop our mind, which is working always outward. This is the most important point in Zen. I will recite the first paragraph again. First paragraph of Fukanzazengi. The true way is universal, so why are training and enlightenment different? The supreme teaching is everywhere, so why study the means to it? Even truth as a whole is clearly apart from the dust. Why adhere the means of wiping away? The truth is not apart from here, so the measure of training are useless. But if there is even the slightest gap between, the separation is as heaven and earth. If the opposite arises, dualistic mind arises, you lose the Buddha mind, even though you are proud of your understanding and have enough enlightenment, even though you gain some wisdom and supernatural power and find the way and illuminate your mind, even though you have power to touch the heaven, and even though you enter into the area of enlightenment, you have almost lost the living way to salvation. Look at the Buddha. Though born with great wisdom, he had to sit for 6 years. Look at Bodhidharma, who transmitted the Buddha mind. We can still hear the echo of his 9-year ball-gazing practice. The old sages are very diligent. There is no reason why modern man cannot understand it. You should quit following words and letters. You should withdraw and reflect on yourself. Withdraw means to change the direction of the effort, not outward, but inward. You should withdraw and reflect on yourself. If you can cast off body and mind naturally, the Buddha mind emerges. If you wish to gain quickly, you must start quickly. And he explains carefully how to sit. In meditation, you should have a quiet room. You should eat and drink in moderation. You should forsake myriad relations. Abstain from everything. Do not think of good and evil. Do not think of right and wrong. Stop the function of mind, of will, of consciousness. Keep from measuring memory, perception, insight. Do not strive to become the Buddha. Do not cling to sit or lying down. In the sitting place, spread a thick square cushion, and on top of it put a round cushion. Some meditate in Payanka, sitting cross-legged, and others in half Payanka, half lotus. You must prepare by wearing your robe and belt loosely. By wearing your robe and belt loosely. Then rest your right hand on your left foot, your left hand in your right palm. Press your thumb together. Sit upright. Do not lean to the left or right, forward or backward. Place your ears in the same plane as your shoulders. Your nose in line with your navel. Keep your tongue against the plate and close your lip and teeth firmly. Keep your eyes open. Inhale quietly. Settle your body comfortably. Exhale sharply. Exhale sharply. Exhale. Not sharply, but I don't know what to say. Exhale sharply. Move your body to the left and right. Then sit cross-legged steadily. Think the unthinkable. How do you think the unthinkable? Think beyond thinking and unthinking. This is the important phase of cross-legged sitting. Think the unthinkable. Think unthinkable. Think unthinkable means think, think not about something, Usually, when you think about something. But if your thinking mind directed opposite way, that is to think unthinkable. Your mind is still clear, but there is no object. The sun is not, shining. Only the earth. The earth, if the earth is happen to be here, the sun will shine on our earth. Think unthinkable. Your mind must be like the sun. It is shining, but it is not shining some particular thing. It is more than think about it, something. In this way, your mind, your function of mind kept in your practice. So he says, think unthinkable. How do you think the unthinkable? How do you think the unthinkable? This is very interesting word. How do you think the unthinkable? The sun is not shining some particular thing. So the sun is just the sun. It is not trying to shine anything. It is right there, just there. but someone happens to appear near the sun, it will shine some object. That is, how the sun shines everything. So how do you think the unthinkable? There's no way. How? How is the way? Because we don't know how. How. So there, you can put anything. How. This way is how. That way is how. All the way is how. This is how. This is how. It is like a fat. Cat is fat. Dog is fat. What is there? You ask people. But what? What may be? A mouse, a cat, a dog. So how or what means what it means is very deep. How do you think the unthinkable? This is not just question. It is a strong statement. How do you think the unthinkable? This is not interrogative. It is strong affirmative sentence. How do you think the unthinkable? Unthinkable thinking is how? In what way you think, that is hara. That is the unthinkable. But you have no notion of thinking about anything. That is our practice. How do you think the unthinkable? Think beyond thinking and unthinking. Think beyond thinking and unthinking. Your thinking should be beyond I think or I don't think. It must be right there, always. This is the important phase of cross-legged sitting. We sit in this way. You see how different it is our practice. That is why we should practice that. And you should not neglect our zazen because you think something else is more important. Why something is important for you is because of this practice. So if you forget all about the practice, you lose your life. Whatever you do, it doesn't work. If you insist it works, you lose yourself. You are no more. You vanished from this world. If the earth say, I don't want the sun, what will happen to it? There's no other way to vanish from the cosmic world. Because of this unthinkable thinking, we exist. We can think, we can live. Without this unthinkable, we cannot think. It changes into delusion. If you insist on it, it means you are involved in dark, deep delusion.